and welcome to this week's edition of NTV Weekly. It is the 27th of February.
February, whoa.
June, 27th of June, and I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen.
And I'm Nolan Weiss. It's been a long day, but welcome to this awesome news that we have for you this week. We have had some rain this last week, which has been awesome. That means one thing: the burn ban is taking effect at any time. And
it is taking effect.
Well, this on Friday. It's on Friday the 28th. It has taken effect, countywide burn ban, due to this, of course, when this rain happens. And then also, this is going closer to our Governor Inslee's prediction of this being a drought year. A state of emergency, actually, escalations of a drought year. So, we're in our first days of summer, and we are looking green and a little wet.
Yes, we are. We want to remind everyone out there to check us out at GetYourNTV.com. No subscriptions needed. Sign up with us today.
It's happening. Right there.
Not for NTV.com or GetYourNTV.com, but for fiber or security or phone or cable.
All the great things. Brought to you by Inland Networks. Check out inlandnetworks.com. Great website where you can check out all the things that we have to offer you. Or if you're a business, or if you'd like to get foot traffic in a business or an event, give us a call, 649-3940, and we'd love to produce you a commercial or a banner like this beautiful one.
I forgot to mention we do internet too. That's kind of an important
I thought
one.
you said fiber.
Yeah, I said fiber. What
You almost think fiber now as internet, or fiber for your body.
Not really.
Because we don't sell fiber for
A
your
lot of
body.
people do have fiber. There's a lot of companies out there that don't.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
this
but we
fancy
do.
Jacket.
Yeah, I just found it on the old
It's
rack.
a little dirty. It looks a little small.
Just a little.
tight.
Actually, what got
That's how it
fitted
is.
for a tux the other day
Yeah.
for my brother's wedding, and or actually a suit. The other wedding I'm going to this August, I got a tux, but I got a suit for my brother's wedding, and they actually said that they went a little bit of cuff link.
Well, yeah,
A little bit of
'cause
cuff showing.
you want to be able, when you go like this, you want to be able to show your watch.
Your watch, which
So, but I mean,
it might be a little much.
I've been watching The Bachelor. You been watching that? Or
No,
The
I don't. I have a life.
The Bachelorette. Yeah.
Wait till you have a child, Jeff.
Horrible. It
Till
is
you have a
terrible.
child.
It is the most boring thing. Luke P needs to be gone.
Who's that?
but
Is he the bachelor?
No, he's there. It's a Bachelorette. So, but
Is he the host?
no, he
Then
is.
who's Michael-
He's the bad guy. He's the one that everyone wants
Oh,
off.
he's the
like,
guy-
ruining it, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
show and like everything.
He's the
and
scripted one.
She's like falling in love with him.
Of course, because he's the bad boy.
And anyways, like all
It's
those
that
guys,
scripted where you don't like it anymore.
all those guys wear different suits every single episode, and
Brought to you by somebody.
brought to you by whoever's donating the suits. But you know that they're fitted for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they're probably designer suits, and they
Not
are
like this one.
They are high waters. Like the new thing
Oh
is
yeah, that's what they told me.
no socks and
ankle showing.
and ankle show, like more than enough ankle
Like
showing,
a flood's coming.
like a capri. It was pretty unreal.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend that much on a suit and pay for something that feels like it doesn't fit.
It doesn't it's not comfortable, and it
No,
looks terrible.
and it looks dorky.
I'm not
really even a fan of this look, to be honest.
I'm not a
But
fashionista, but it is.
I almost have like elbow pads. I have been working out.
Suits are required in space, and that's exactly what SpaceX plans to do.
Nice leeway.
Yeah, and they are sending 100 passengers or Earthlings into space, as well as a captain. They just launched their first SpaceX program, satellite launch, and what they are doing is contracting any country, anybody who wants to launch a satellite into space, and they're acting as an Uber for them, and they're reusing their rocket boosters, which has never been done before, as long as they successfully land. But the main booster for this last launch, unfortunately, landed in the ocean.
If you're just now tuning in, we're just about 10 seconds away from that center core landing burn beginning.
Stage 1 landing burn has started.
And we have confirmation that the center core landing burn has begun. You can see that coming down on Of Course I Still Love You.
Center core landing burns are deployed.
Got a pretty good view. And as you can see on our screen, it looks like our center core did not make it on our drone strip Of Course I Still Love You tonight. Again, as we've been mentioning, this was the most challenging landing that we've had to date. And this is our secondary mission. So our primary mission, we just heard the call out for a good orbit of our second stage.
That is one space rocket I do not want to get back on.
No.
The one that went in the ocean.
Yeah. Well, it was a booster.
The booster, but well, still,
Yeah.
that's part of the rocket
Yeah.
that you
it's
need.
not the rocket.
But it's, part of, sorry.
It's
Trying to
a
just keep
booster.
it simple. The booster, probably a very
It's an
important part.
additional, like, it's an add-on to the rocket.
Oh, it's just one of those add-ons,
Yeah.
accessories. You
It's
don't
not
need
the
it, but it's
rocket.
like for more of a comfortable landing
It's not the rocket.
in the ocean.
Like World of Warcraft, like terms.
Never seen it.
It's not. No, I was talking about the actual game.
Oh,
Nerd.
never even
Yeah.
played it.
Yeah, they have expansions, and then it's like it's so you can't call the expansion like World of Warcraft, right? I mean, I've never played it, but I heard.
I don't think you know what you're talking about on that
I
one.
do. Like when people like get so far in like games like World of Warcraft where it's an RPG, like they get bored, and then so they have to release an expansion.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it, and then
Like the Sims things.
yeah.
And that's totally different from SpaceX sending people to space here pretty soon.
Or is it the same?
Space
Think about it.
SpaceX is going to be flying people very soon in our lifetime. Within probably the next 10 years, we will see flights to outer space, which is pretty interesting. And something that's more interesting with space, because Daniel has been hitting on space nonstop on our scripts. And so I've kind of been like, my
He's an alien.
Facebook has been getting more and more space stuff. And I just saw this really cool podcast, which I don't listen to podcasts at all, but I'm going to listen to this one. But Joe Rogan sits down with a person from Area 51, a retired professor or whatever they are, scientist from Area 51, and he goes over the details.
Well, he was in charge of reverse engineering the crash of 19. What was it?
I didn't get that far
1971?
into it. I didn't get that far into
The
it.
Area 51 crash.
But that part, that kind of enticed me. But then I also saw this interesting thing that's coming out too of all these Air Force pilots that are reporting about all these UFOs that they've seen, and Trump's now starting to say that he's going to declassify some stuff, and it's getting more and more interesting.
Word on the street has it.
Not in Roslyn.
The rumors have it that it probably would have been declassified by now if Hillary would have ran for president.
Ooh.
And the reason why
WikiLeaks
it hasn't
kind of thing, or
why
what?
it hasn't been declassified because they want the people who have it classified want the U.S. leader to declassify the information because they want the U.S. to declassify it first because they have to be the first in everything, but they want an upstanding president to do it, and they thought that Hillary Clinton was that upstanding president. But Hillary,
Where'd you see this
the
conspiracy theory
the
at?
whole Hillary or the Clinton campaign,
Aliens.
their whole entire basically structure was
Their platform?
was based on space travel and aliens and declassifying the information that has been withheld from us. And she was talking about it in her political run as well.
Wow,
She actually promised the declassifications, but if you want to see something crazy and it's a fiction show and it's on the Science Channel and Discovery, it's called Project Blue Book, and it's based on Project Blue Book. And if you don't know what that is, it's all of the classified stories of alien encounters and UFOs. And this guy got hired who's a science teacher to kind of basically tell the public what a reasonable explanation for the things that they've been phenomena, and it is crazy.
The Blue Book?
Project Blue Book.
Oh, Project Blue Book.
You've never heard of Project Blue Book?
Never.
I
have a life.
Based off the Freedom of Information Act that just got released, and they talked about declassifying all the
Blame on
information,
Trump.
and all the information came to Project Blue Book, so they released Project Blue Book. And when they released it, anybody can look it up right now. You can go on the internet, read any file on any alien encounter or UFO sighting in America. But when you do, there's a lot of black Sharpie pens through a lot of the information.
Can you hold it up and look through it?
No, you can't. But that's just what I heard.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think that stuff is just whatever. It's for people that have a lot of time on their hands. that really want to get into things,
I
like
really
their
don't know.
family tree, maybe get into that.
I don't know much about it. But if you relate to the family tree and then you go back so far, you're probably going to find out that we were here, like, once put here by aliens anyways.
Yeah.
So
Big Sims game.
Yeah.
Back into that video game,
More-
World of Warcraft
more
expansion
like
pack
a-
you were talking
it's
about.
more like an
It's called
ant.
Evolution.
It's like an ant farm.
And we've called it Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're moving right along to our next story. Hot air balloon crashes into a crowd. Not something to joke about. Serious matter right here. CNN affiliates and KHQA reported that this hot air balloon, our favorites affiliates right there. They reported that a young girl actually suffered minor injuries, but that was the only report of injuries. This horrible incident with this hot air balloon crashing into a crowd. And of course, it was caught on video because everything is caught on video these days. Like, literally everything. And of course, the video.
It didn't take long for an excited crowd to realize this hot air balloon was coming in too close, too fast, and too low. Hundreds out celebrating Hannibal, Missouri's bicentennial Saturday night. Cheers turning to confusion and chaos. Sandra Feldworth had her camera ready to capture the balloon landing.
And then all of a sudden the balloon dropped and it went flying in between two other trees. And you could see people kind of scattering and you could hear gasps from the crowd.
The balloon's basket dragging along the crowd, knocking down people in its path.
We did have a balloon hit some people.
Spectators scrambling as the balloon bounced through the crowd. Melanie and Stephen Locke saw it all.
You could just see kind of everybody split opposite ways trying to get out of the way. And it came down pretty hard on them. I know 2 or 3 people, I think, got hit by it, but no serious injuries.
The experienced balloon pilot nearly tipping out of the basket when it touched down before going airborne again.
That one didn't work.
Finally, a group of bystanders was able to grab hold of the runaway balloon and bring an end to its wild ride.
I'll tell you what you won't catch on video. That's me in a hot air balloon.
Yeah, that's probably me too. Or on a horse.
Yep. There is one
Donkey,
thing.
but-
I mean, I would do pretty much anything like that comes to extreme that I could
Bungee
think
jumping?
of. Bungee jumping.
Skydiving?
Yep, I would do it. Yep.
Spacecraft?
I would.
Or
in a-
SpaceX?
In a heartbeat.
Huh.
If like someone's like.
If somebody's like, Jeff, going to Mars, never coming back.
No, I wouldn't do
Just,
that.
okay,
But,
just
like, if
go
I
and
could-
see
if
where
I
you
could
were,
come
see where the
back-
boundaries were.
But I would do it, right? And I would come back. But hot air balloons?
No.
No. Nope.
And this is a reason why. It just grazing the top of a tree, tipping over the basket, making the balloon crash. We've seen things. It hit power lines and
Wasn't there like
all tornadoes probably. Every
Bounce-
Sharknado.
never catch me in a bouncy house in a windstorm, right? Didn't that one Ellensburg?
See, that looked kind of fun.
But like that,
Yeah.
a girl from Ellensburg just got caught up in one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and
It's very
all over.
serious.
You gotta put those stakes in the ground.
Yeah.
Bouncy houses. Talking about that little 10-year-old girl. 10-year-old girl becomes the youngest. I think you said 10-year-old girl. Maybe not. In
No,
the
I
bouncy
just
house.
said the little
The little girl. Well, in my script it said little girl. But
You tried to segue it.
10 little girl. That's a horrible segue. But a 10-year-old little girl becomes the first and the youngest person. Not the first. The youngest person ever to climb Yosemite's El Capitan, which is a huge achievement.
She was the first youngest person.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, the youngest person before her was 15, so not the first youngest, but the youngest
She is
first
now,
person
she
at
is,
10.
She is now the first youngest person.
I guess you got a good point. She got it off her bucket list. She carried 20 pounds of gear and food, water, everything that she needed, and she climbed the 3,000-foot high mountain. And when she got to the top, she was sad because she had no more to climb.
How do you feel, Taylor?
Stop.
Hey. That's your first happy cry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe I just did that.
Big climb.
Yeah.
So now she is checking that off of her bucket list and going on to the next big challenges, probably Mount Everest, which hopefully she gets a lot more training before that. So good luck to her and her wild dreams of climbing. And Bryce Hill too. While we're talking about climbing.
Now let's move on to some local news.
Local news, good things.
Farmers Market swept the streets of Roslyn this last Sunday, and it was a great turnout. And I cannot wait for later days of the Farmers Market where they have more food.
I'm Mark from McGregor Farms out of the Wenatchee Valley. I've got raw wildflower honey, and I'm also going to be making mead here very soon too. So I've been down here at the market for about 4 years now. So coming down here, and I do Wenatchee markets, and I do the Roslyn market here. So.
Are you going to be selling the mead out of the same store?
Yes, I'm going to be selling mead here at the booth. Hopefully I'm going to be tasting. I won't be able to taste every week, but I'm making a session style mead, which is going to be light, carbonated, about 6% alcohol. It's going to be really refreshing for the summer. So
that's awesome. So you'll be selling both side by side?
Yes, side by side here, hopefully in the same booth. I'm going to see how it is doing tasting out of the booth with the honey. It might get a little bit cramped, but I'm going to figure that out here shortly. I've been working on getting the mead, everything, for about 2 years now, getting all the licensing, our facility, and our tanks and everything. So I'm just waiting for the labels right now, and then once that gets in, then I'll have it down here and ready. I got it all bottled up and ready. So
just in time for the heat of the summer.
Yeah, just in time for the heat of the summer. So.
And that'll be honey infused.
Mead is a wine made with honey instead of grapes or barley like beer has. It's just honey and then whatever else I want to add to it. My second batch that I've made has hops in it, so it's almost going to be like a pale ale a little bit. It's going to be pretty delicious, and then I can add fruit or spices or anything else like that to it. So.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and then I can make it, and it can be sweet or it can be dry or anywhere in between. Most of what I'm going to be making is going to be more on the dry side, so it's a little more refreshing, so you can enjoy quite a bit of it, or more of it.
Because we are heading into summer.
Yeah, we're heading into the summer, and it's nice. It's going to be nice for hot weather. Just really generally refreshing. So.
And healthy, it sounds like too.
Yeah, because it's made with honey, and I've been using my honey, which is all raw and filtered honey. So.
That sounds amazing. Do you have a name for it yet?
It's McGregor Farms Meadery is going to be the name of it. So. And we're going to have it down here, and then I'm going to have several different flavors that I'm bringing down, like I said, the hop, and then the plain, and then a few others as time goes on. I'm going to have a few more. So
that is awesome. And you might have that out here as early as next week.
It'll be either next week or the week after. We'll just see how getting all the last little details on the labels and everything ready, but it will be here very soon. So.
Pepper, and this is my daughter, Terry O'Brien.
Oh, awesome. And you make these quilts?
I do, yes.
Hi.
How long have you been quilting?
Oh, I've been sewing most of my life, and my mother was a seamstress, so I've always sewed. And then I started making quilts probably 30 years ago, and I just loved making them. So I got so many, I had to start selling them. All the kids had some and didn't want any more, so I had to sell them.
How long have you been attending the market?
We used to sell jam here at the market about 5 years ago, and then my husband got ill, so he couldn't help me make the jam because I needed a stirring guy, and he couldn't do it anymore. So we just started again, my daughter and I, this year.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
You make the boxes too?
Yes. I do.
Beautiful boxes.
Thank you. Thank you. I had more. I'm about sold out today.
And you make the hats? Oh, awesome. And you have clothes for...
These are American Girl doll clothes. And they fit any of the 18-inch doll. Here comes another dress.
Oh, that always happens every time. It's scary.
Anyway, I love making these doll clothes, and so in the winter I make the little sweaters for them, and then I sew all the time. So I'm always sewing something.
For building them.
Or building, or hammering, or painting, or something.
She likes to stay busy.
Can we get your quilts anywhere else? Like online?
Oh, not unless you came to my house.
Are you local around here? Or?
Actually, we live in Wenatchee.
Oh, awesome.
Drive over here on Sunday.
Very cool. Is quilting your favorite though of all these things?
I think making the doll clothes. I love making the doll clothes. But then I love making the boxes. And I like making shoes. So I don't know what my favorite is. I'm like a bee. I'm buzzing around doing something.
It's good to do a rotation.
Yeah.
Well, where'd you get that cut?
Actually, I love to shop at thrift stores, and I only buy clothing secondhand, and I find the most unusual and beautiful things that way. I don't know how it is, but I'm a great finder of things.
I love it.
Thank you.
How do you guys do? Well, we basically we've been selling to a chef out of Yakima,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You'll be out here next week.
Oh, yeah.
We are Boulay Theater Productions. Come to the Melodrama on the 4th of July weekend. And these are the dates. We hope to see you there at the Old Masonic Hall.
It's called The Wild, Wild, Wildest West.
Or How the West Was Done.
Or How the West Was Done.
And come see the schizophrenic kid.
Yeah.
Because I know I can do both.
And I'm the law. I'm the law.
We're the sisters from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we sing, we dance, and let's hear it.
No, it's a surprise. It's a surprise.
And I'm Kid Kid. I pretend to be an orphan, steal from orphanages.
This is the Lone Stranger.
And
Hi-ho, silverware, away!
And our tickets are only $10, and when you buy a ticket, it goes to any of our productions. But we really want you to see this fabulous melodrama that's a Western musical. It is so funny and so fun, and you still get to boo and hiss.
Audience participation is encouraged.
Actually, it's required.
It is required, right? Yes.
How the West
It's
was
required,
done.
and we do sell at the door.
And that's how the West was
And
done.
that's how the West was done.
Awesome job once again to the Roslyn Farmers Market, and something that took place this whole weekend, and that was the Vintage Trailer Rally. It happened at the Roslyn Park. It was an awesome time. Some pictures we got, and some awesome playing from this guy on his musical instrument, and just a great time once again for the Vintage Trailer Rally. They said they went till Sunday, but I went on Sunday morning and they were gone.
No one was
completely gone. I actually went on Saturday night too, thinking it was gonna be kind of a fun party. Went at 8 o'clock, and people were pulling out.
Yeah, it was pretty scarce this year.
It was. I was kind of bummed out of all the years. I thought this was gonna be a good one, but it was rainy, windy, a little cold. I guess not rainy too much. A little bit of rain, but it was really, really windy.
Yeah, kind of surprising how very little turned out.
Yeah, kind of sad.
Not sad was the Russell Wilson event that took place in Suncadia this last weekend, and this is an annual event, and the Fillmore and Band were there.
Yeah, Fillmore and Band. Tyler was there. He is actually the lead singer of the Fillmore Band, and they actually were getting a cask at the distillery, and we were invited to go there and get some footage of this awesome time at the distillery in downtown Roslyn.
That's classic. That's the proper tour. I'm trying to.
So TJ, this is for you to get in tonight.
This is Italy.
Up there, my leg. I am Eric, the production lead distiller here in Roslyn, so that's really important, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, we'll head upstairs, guys. See you later, Cody.
Hey, see you.
And you made, this is yours? This is my barrel, yeah. It's not quite aged yet, but it'll give you a good idea of what's gonna taste like in a while. There's just a little small sample size for you guys. Oh yeah, it's coming along, but it's got some time still. Okay. Yeah. Very strong, right?
That's great. That's very strong.
Did we get that?
No.
I was sorry about that. And we're trying to do the same thing with this barrel as well. So,
He's a water.
So Tyler, how good do you think your math skills are lately?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Let's do it.
This is easy stuff. Oh, we got some bourbon that's already aged here, some rye that's already aged here. What we're looking for right now is the unaged rye right here, right? So I'm
What do you
gonna
got sources for this stuff?
all this stuff we distill in house now. So, yep. A lot of it will be made in Gig Harbor, the main production facility over there in Gig Harbor, but they'll send that stuff over to me and I'll put it together from there where I need it and work from there. So, yeah, so I'm gonna grab some measuring buckets here.
Oh, they told us that we get the big cask.
Yeah, this is the one
that they sold us. So, how much did it take to fill that up? No.
Yeah. Those are 53-gallon barrels right there. So, you're gonna, depending on how fast you open up the little nozzles thing, yeah, it'll be.
How many bottles?
Oh God, 53-gallon cask. Hundreds, man. I don't know. Like a fifth is like a fifth of a gallon, right? 0.2 gallons basically. So, probably like 1,000 bottles or something like that.
We need to buy that.
Yeah, right.
Bottles for a cent.
All right, so I'm gonna demonstrate this first one there for you, Tyler. So it's a little awkward, but since it's all underneath the bottom and it's hard to rearrange, let's go ahead and fill this up a bunch of times and transfer it to a bucket. And you can do the first two if you don't want to do the whole damn process. See on that bucket right there. All right.
Wow, smell it.
Yeah, give it a taste if you want. I'll let you give it a try there, Tyler.
It's like moonshine.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. You taste it?
Yeah, we'll try it. Yeah.
No, not really.
You sure it's really high alcohol content?
Oh yeah, I'm going to. It's about the process.
There you go. I don't know. That's what I ever said. That's not. Come on. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. Alfie. Oh.
Oh, that's strong stuff, dude.
Better try it.
Y'all should definitely try it. It's smooth though. Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to enjoy. Try it.
Give me your thumb.
Just taste it.
Yep. Yeah. You can do that too if you want.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Whoa. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just
There,
a hair
Mark,
more.
You gotta do it.
Finish it off right there.
That's different. It's kind of like
Your own finger, not his.
No. You gotta do it.
Okay. This is
It is, but yeah.
You okay?
Is that all my
Put your finger in the bucket. No, that's gonna like. Just put your finger in the bucket. It's gonna like.
Alright. Taste it, man. It's all good.
We're not worried about germs.
It's alcohol, man.
I know, right?
It's like really, really good alcohol.
Are we there?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm gonna go a little bit more, just stand up for a minute.
Way better. It's like moonshine.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said.
moonshine.
A little
Peach in it? Hey, you know where
800 or 8 liters.
where I first got moonshine was from
Just
y'all.
about exactly where we need it.
Perfect.
All right, sweet.
Y'all's boy from Boone, North Carolina.
Next step, but you can get a better view from here.
You got shine from Boone? That's where my
Their
family's
their
from.
buddy from. Nice touch.
Can't really quite see what he's doing, but we'll put it on the table here in a second. All right. And now what I'll do is hold this over the bucket so it doesn't spill too much.
Fill all the way up.
Dump it all the way in there.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Whoa. Don't waste our alcohol, man. Sorry.
I got tons, don't worry. There. See that?
So we're at what proof?
We'll let it settle for a little bit and we'll let everybody know in just a minute. So we'll let that settle. This is kind of, you know, you can't just force it. You gotta kind of be patient, wait around and get it good to go. And anyways.
All right, let's take a shot.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a good high proof for you.
Yeah, we want it nice and strong.
So Tyler and Vic, if you want to, you can lean down here and take a close look. Right here it says, each one of the little dashes there, you can see if you look close, that's a 0.2 percentage, or no, 2 proof I mean. So we're over 120, and what would you say that is right there on that little dash?
122?
122, 123?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not a bad proof.
123? Okay, cool. We'll say 123 is the proof for now. But because it's a funny temperature, 60 degrees
Store looks like a mile.
degrees Fahrenheit will be the true proof. We get
Okay,
it
last
right
night and what's
temperature. So when
happening
you
right now,
guys
I'm gonna-
go ahead and take that temperature reading for me. I'll write it down.
67.6.
67.6.
I looked through, I'm like, oh wow, I'm sorry. Hey, babe. Dude, look what your boyfriend is doing. In my defense, we're not tagging him.
All right, here's another fun part. This ancient old book is called the, what is it called? The True Percents of Proof Spirit for Indication of the Hydrometer at temperatures between 0 and 100. Big mouthful. What we're looking for is the proof on this side, which was 123.
Yep.
So right there. And at 67.6, we'll just say 67.5. So it's somewhere in between there and there.
129 and 119.
120.3 and 119.9. We'll go to, we'll say it's 120.1 is the proof of your guys' gas. Same exact one as mine, basically.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what we got.
Well, we're in good company now, because yours was good.
Oh yeah, it's taking its time, but yeah, it's on the right track. It's just one of those things, like different barrels will age at different rates, and like I said, mine was used, so it's gonna take a little bit longer, but I'm trying to play the long game and be patient with it.
Why did you do the used one?
Just because I already had the barrel that was used, I didn't want to, you know, do another one. I didn't need to. Figured I'd just take my time on it too. Okay, now we're at the fun part.
Okay.
Well, you go like 5 years?
Huh?
You could go like 5 years?
Lots of people will at other distilleries. Our barrels, the big ones, will go for 2 years.
Okay.
But with the smaller barrel, like the 10-liter barrels we got there, aka 2.6 gallons, they will age a lot quicker because there's just less or more surface area for the alcohol to touch and less alcohol in the barrel, so it'll age faster. Okay. All right.
This is actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, let's check that out. We did it.
Glad we did this.
Oh yeah, that's still a clean barrel. So we'll try to prop it up there, hope it doesn't go anywhere. Maybe we'll have one guy hold the barrel. We'll just keep that one as a backup just in case. So I'll be back. Like I said, one guy hold the barrel so it doesn't flop over. Boom. Take you about a minute and a half to get one full if you go really fast. Or let that drain out. Go like this and go. Whoop. So the barrel's full.
Great.
Yeah. Super smooth.
Yeah.
It gets even
Brown
smoother
sugar
once it
bourbon's
sits
my
in the barrel for a
favorite.
few months. That's the whole idea of barrel aging. So Tyler, Mr. Fillmore, I'll let you do the honors of putting that bung in its holes.
Oh. But it's gonna pour out though.
That's all right.
Okay.
Just give it a quick couple wraps with your finger and you're done. Just kind of whack it with your hand a bit. Punk. Good enough. Yep.
There she is.
That's your barrel.
You gotta do it.
All right, boys.
Is that it?
We'll go, I'll just fill in a couple things on the front of it.
That was awesome.
So
seriously though, I had that brown sugar bourbon on the bus.
Yeah.
And
Set up a shot.
the whole band like had it, and then we like kept them stocked in the top part. It was everyone's favorite whiskey. Like
It's going nationwide throughout this summer.
Dude, we had it on the bus for like 3 weeks, and there were like 12 bottles.
Yeah,
And
Sherry brought a bunch to him when they were in
dude,
town.
it was so good. Nice.
Where are we sitting at?
So we're in the Cask Club Library. I'll just give you guys a quick rundown. Basically, any slot that's open or has a barrel that looks like this, you can take.
Okay.
Any one of these walls, any one of these rows here.
Sir, let's think about this.
Yeah.
When you come in, when you come in, where do you go? Come here, and then either to the right, that's where I would go. Here in this area. Bang, bang.
Either those would work for me. Look at that.
You gotta put it up
Just
there.
wipe my fingers.
Oh, see, we gotta get this
So how I did it, I'll just demonstrate real quick. I just go kind of wrangle it in there. That's all there's to it. Okay. And here he goes, putting up his
Put it
barrel.
up in there. That's the top. You don't want that one. We're doing this one.
There we go. And boom. That's where it should be. Alright, see how it's still wet, ready to go? We'll dry for the next day.
How do we know?
Boom!
Yes!
Right on, man.
Wow,
That's badass. I love it. Let's get a picture.
Oh, we gotta get a picture too.
Oh, perfect.
Cool.
Awesome.
Hey y'all, Fillmore. Just got this beautiful cask ready with some brown sugar bourbon. This baby's gonna be called Fillmore Wildwood, Missouri. Slower in honor of the single. And thank you guys so much for having me. This place is amazing. So can't wait to get back.
Thank you so much. David and the Fillmore Band performed at
Fillmore and Band.
Fillmore and Band. They did an awesome job at the Russell Wilson
Event.
benefit. Yeah, the benefit event that happened in beautiful Suncadia. They had their private golfing at Tumble Creek. I saw Al Borland was out there. Saw a picture of Al Borland. Remember him?
Yeah, I do.
From Tool Time. And some
Home
other
Improvement.
Oh yeah, Home Improvement. Duh. Yeah, but he was only on Tool Time in Home Improvement.
No, he wasn't. No.
Did he ever? Was he ever? He was probably off.
He used to like sit
he used
down
to hang
and
out.
eat dinner with them.
Yeah, he would hang out. I forgot.
Yep.
One of the funniest things that comes to mind, when I was like 12 years old, we made a prank phone call one time and we said, "Hey, this is Al." And they were like, "Al who?" And we said, "Borland." I guess he just had to have been there.
Look at him now. He owns a phone company. He's probably the one pranking everyone, trying to.
This
like,
was way before
taking your information.
caller
like,
ID.
You have all like your.
And again, I was like 12 years old.
Nolan's like the bots.
This was before caller ID, any of that. I think it was like late at night. One of those things when you did when you were a kid because you weren't glued onto a phone or an Xbox. You were making prank calls.
That's what the bad kids were doing, but all the good kids turned out for the Roslyn Parade.
Yeah,
But
they did. The Ronald Parade,
or
Jeff.
Ronald Parade.
That's where all the good kids turned out.
But they got paid.
They got paid to be there by the old number 3, throwing it down. But not just that. It was an awesome parade. So many people turned out for little Ronald. And the best tagline, Ronald matters.
It's true.
Because little Ronald matters.
It's kind of racist.
And he...
A little bit. I mean...
I guess in this day and age, you probably could go there. But Ronald matters, and this shows it right here. Hey, dude. There's Mark. You see Easton? Another good year. Oh, go get those other ones. Hold on, watch out for the trucks. Make sure to wave at them.
Fun, isn't it? We're a little late. Yeah, next year. This year, with the 4th of July, you can be in that parade too, okay? Well, the month of your birthday. Oh, me? Thank you. Hey, stay right there. See how it is? Hey. Jackson to the bucket. Nice driving, Jeff. Oh, there's Rollin. Good job. Good waving.
There you have it. Ronald Parade. This is an annual parade. If you missed it, don't miss it next year. I mean, they're paying kids to turn out.
I loved it. Maverick and I were
Collecting all the money.
We were standing on the side of the road collecting all the candy.
Yeah.
And Mav was loving it. And I got to say, this all spawned years ago from a little girl just wanting to parade for her birthday. And it is sweet now. Now it is just the Ronald Parade, and it happens every June.
It's blossoming.
It is blossoming for sure.
South Cle Elum Way, or formerly known as South Cle Elum Way.
They're saying no more to South Cle Elum Way.
It's Hartwig Boulevard. So if you're GPSing, get me to South Cle Elum Way.
No more.
It might work for quite some time, actually, still.
Probably a little while.
Yeah.
And then it'll say Hartwig Boulevard. Very cool right there, dedicating the South Cle Elum Way to a very, very great family. They have been around forever, and they have volunteered in everything. Miss Hartwig was the Hartwig, or Mr. Hartwig. It's all actually on the other page, Jeff. Sorry. Has been a huge part in volunteering in the Upper Kittitas County. So very, very cool to dedicate that street to that family.
Funko Flasco took place.
Fiasco.
Oh.
It was a fiasco.
It was a fiasco?
Not really. It was actually pretty fun. It was Funko Friday.
Funko Friday?
Last Friday at the Funko Field. I'm not really into this. My brother is, so he got us some tickets. And if you've never seen Funko, like the Funko place in Everett or the Funko Field, it is crazy. It's pretty cool. They got like these big heads, and like they're 6 feet tall, 7 feet tall at this place, and it's kind of interesting. It's really nerdy, I gotta say. But the baseball game, if you ever want to check out a good baseball game, real intimate setting with like some old school baseball feel, not blown up like the Mariners or any of that. It is some just cool baseball. Everett Stadium, Memorial Stadium in Everett, is a pretty cool stadium, and it's the Funko Field now.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually kind of fun. Something different to do.
It's Funko Safe Go.
Well, minus the safe go.
Yeah.
And minus the traffic. I love where I'm at because we do not have that traffic.
Yep.
It's coming though.
And some other stuff.
Yeah, I know, a lot of other stuff.
At this time, we're going to take a quick commercial break and get a word from our sponsors.
Parents or guardians are the greatest influence in their child's life. The Cascade Prevention Coalition wants to help you talk to your children about not using drugs or alcohol. Make conversations about drugs and alcohol a regular part of your child's life. Ask questions to learn more about what they are experiencing. Remind them about your expectations and let them know they can talk to you. This is easier when you keep the lines of communication open. For more information about how to talk to your child, please visit starttalkingnow.org or contact Cascade Prevention Coalition at 509-649-4857.
When it comes to saving money,
What?
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting. This is so humiliating.
Be the boss.
I'm the boss.
What the?
Power nap. You were saying.
And make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
at feedthepig.org.
Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I start to make my breakfast. Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal.
Welcome back to NTV Weekly. It is June 27th. I'm Nolan Weiss.
I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen.
If you'd like to have one of those awesome commercials made for you or your business, give us a call, 649-3940, and we'd love to get one of those commercials produced and get it our outlets like on Channel 2 in Ellensburg, our Facebook, our YouTube, and of course on Channel 3 on our weekly news.
And now moving on to
Civic News.
In Civic News this week, the Roslyn City Council met where they discussed some home options for Terra came in and wanted to purchase a big chunk of land where they can put up some affordable housing. Check it out.
We got a presentation from Forterra, Community Input and Guidance.
So, Toby Levy from Forterra. So I don't bore anyone. Has anyone heard of Forterra before? Okay, all right. So Land Trust, 2 offices right now, Seattle and Tacoma. Traditionally buying forests, farms for conservation. Everybody knows this. Tiana Way being one of the bigger ones that we were involved with. We recently started working in more intensively outside Seattle and not just having all of our operations in Seattle. So we're looking to open satellite offices, other offices where we can divert some of the funding that has been traditionally just Snohomish and Pierce County to other counties. And we, many of you know, we're lucky enough to receive some pretty large donations and appropriations for affordable housing for Kittitas County. So we're trying to steer that towards Roslyn. So we're trying to understand what's going on in Roslyn and see where that money should be put. So we're going to be talking to a lot of people. We've started talking to a lot of people in order to understand where it should go. What are the core issues with housing? What are the core issues in conservation? Because we haven't done a large conservation transaction in Kittitas for several years. So we're not going to knock on your door, but we'll try to seek out a whole bunch of people over the coming months to understand if there's a role to play, if housing's needed, if it's needed, at what price point is it needed? Where is it needed? Is it needed in town? Will that cause more traffic problems than it's worth? So we're just on a learning exercise. We were able to raise a bunch of money, and that's usually it's the other way around. That we know a lot about the problem and then go and raise the money for it. But in this case, the legislature appropriated it. So that's me. So I'm the transactions lead, so the one generally negotiating for affordable housing land and other stuff like that. My colleagues, Michelle, our CEO, was out here last week meeting with some of you. And my colleague Rebecca, who's leading our work here, maybe you want to introduce yourself and talk about what you're doing.
I'm Rebecca Boucher. I'm the Director of Community Development. There goes my pen again. I was out here last Friday. We met with a lot of people and talked about some of the issues that the town is facing and kind of learned a lot about what you all think about those issues and what needs to be addressed. And the interesting thing was that there were a lot of common themes that already are coming out. But as Toby said, we'll be continuing those conversations and broadening them so that we talk to more people. And eventually we'll also have meetings where people can come in a public context and we can have conversations about what you'd like to see as we move forward. So you'll be seeing a lot of me.
A very informative meeting right there at the Roslyn City Council meeting. You can check it out only on NTV at selected times, Monday through Friday. Do not miss that one. And the Cle Elum City Council met on the same night at 6 p.m. That's right, they have changed their times. The Roslyn City Council and Cle Elum City Council both changed their times to 6 p.m. The Cle Elum City Council discussed the comprehensive plan, and they also talked about some streets and what is happening in the near future in downtown Cle Elum.
First, I'm going to share a little handout on Pioneer Days. Planning has been going really well. I've had a lot of fun with this, getting to know people as a new executive director here in Cle Elum. You know, I remember Pioneer Days as logging festival, I remember it as Pioneer Days, and I have to tell you that this year's events are going to be great, but we're going to be even greater in the future because there's a lot of excitement out there with the partners to build Pioneer Days and to build it back to being a bigger, a larger event and a countywide event. So that's something I'm looking forward to working with people on in the future. There'll be a lot of information on this coming out in the Tribune here in the next couple of weeks.
There you have it, Roslyn City Council, Cle Elum City Council at new time, 6 p.m. so they don't run till 9.
That is a nice thing, I gotta tell you. It is nice. I don't know why they've never changed that.
Unless you have a job.
Check out both of those meetings in their entirities. The Cle Elum City Council is very, very good, just as good as the Roslyn City Council. Both little heat in them, so make sure to check out both of those meetings in their entirety.
I want to go to Seattle City Council really bad.
I've been watching some videos on that, and man, you almost think that is just made up.
It's crazy.
How horrible.
We should go one of these days.
And just sit there.
They have them Monday at 2 o'clock.
What?
Yeah, they're the first Monday at 2 p.m.
How horrible of a schedule is that?
Yeah.
Who could go at Monday at 2 o'clock?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I think
they make it so inconvenient for people to go.
Yeah, they make it so that people don't go. I mean, people that do go, I was watching some videos on it, and this guy tried talking, and he was just like, before he started, the timer started, and he looked up,
yeah.
and then he was like, can you just stop the timer for a second? And then he was like, can you guys look at me when I'm talking?
They're all on their cell phones?
Yeah, and then they just kept the timer going, and then he didn't even get a word in, and they're like, eh.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. Pretty, yeah.
It's sad.
It is sad. We got some upcoming events that are coming your way, so get those calendars out because you do not want to miss what's going to happen.
First off, on June 27th, we have a meet and greet for the finalists of the Cle Elum Chief and Police position. This is an informal setting. Join us on Thursday, June 27th at 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Putnam Centennial Center on 719 East 3rd Street for a light refreshments and a great discussion.
On June 29th at 10 p.m., this is the start of the Wild Horse Wind Facility Starry Sky program. This is going to be an awesome time, so make sure to RSVP for a cosmic voyage with Ranger Naturalist Emily Jacobs under the stars at Wild Horse. A naked eye of stargazing experience, you'll learn about the moon, the Milky Way, meteors, constellations, comets, and folklore. Great for all ages. Choose a date, June 29th at 10 p.m., July 27th at 9:30 p.m., or August 24th at 9 p.m. This is going to be an awesome time, so make sure to RSVP for the Wild Horse Wind Facility Starry Sky program starting June 29th at 10 p.m.
On June 29th, that very same day, the Senior Center is going to present the Pioneer Queen Coronation. This is going to be held at the Centennial Center on 3rd Street in Cle Elum. It's going to be taking place at 6 p.m. And this is the 50th anniversary celebration for the Pioneer Queen Coronation. So it's always a great turnout. Get down, meet the Queen, and have some tea.
On July 3rd, the Boulay Productions proudly invites you to the Wild 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 West. This is an awesome play put on by a local production. How fun it was in the Wild West. Check it out at the Old Masonic Hall in Roslyn, July 3rd, 5th, 6th, and the 7th at 7 p.m. July 4th and the 7th will be at 2 p.m. Tickets are $10. Make sure to get out there to the Tribune, Country Square Western Wear, Mike's Tavern, Roslyn Candy Company, or at the door prior to each performance for only a $10 purchase of a ticket. Check out the Boulay Productions for the Wild Wild Wildest West, July 3rd, starting date.
On July 6th, the Pioneer Days in Cle Elum is going to be happening. It's a great event, so come out, show your support for all the fun activities and festivities. They are going to be having it on a different street, I hear, this year.
What? The street fair?
Yeah.
They kind of always mix it up a little. Remember, they did it down at the Y Park. They did it down on Oaks. They changed it up, so they're just kind of getting the feel for it. And I don't know. We'll see. The parade, though, is still happening. Cannot wait for the parade. Hopefully, we'll be emceeing it, right, Jeff?
Hopefully.
And all the other things that are going on, like the bocce ball tournament, the horseshoe competition, the cornhole tournament, the Jaws of Life demonstration by the Cle Elum Fire Department. So many great things that are happening. Pioneer Days in downtown Cle Elum. The Cle Elum Downtown Association and the Chamber of Commerce doing an awesome job for the Pioneer Days of Cle Elum.
On June 6th as well, the Triple Shot 3-on-3 basketball tournament is going to be taking place. You can sign up and register at cleelum3on3.com. That's the number 3. It's going to be taking kids and adults of all ages, going from kindergarten to as old as you can go. There is no cutoff.
Ooh.
And there's no senior discount.
Oh, man.
And there's no, taking it easy on the old timers.
No way. This is full court press.
Yes, it's going to be taking place on July 6th. Once again, it's going to be held at the First Street basketball courts. You can't miss them.
Main Street of Cle Elum.
Yep. It's going to be starting at 12 p.m. and going to 8 p.m. This is hosted by the UKC Basketball Club.
On July 7th, the Runner Stumbles 5K or 10K run or walks. This is a race and it starts at Dawson Park. Run through beautiful Suncadia Resort. Register at active.com or for more information, email runnerstumbles2014@gmail.com. Runner Stumbles, July 7th.
On July 13th, the 2019 Life Support Auction is going to be taking place. Please come out for a fun-filled evening with amazing food, good company, while supporting a great cause. This is going to be held once again on the 13th of July. That's a Saturday. Doors open at 5:45. It's going to be taking place at the Swiftwater Cellars Winery in Suncadia Resort. Purchase your table now at lifesupporti90.com. Tickets include a delicious dinner buffet selection for all you to enjoy. And for more info, please call 509-206-0091.
And on that same day, that Saturday, July 13th, they are also hosting Doc Dogs in Roslyn. Doc Dogs will be happening. Very cool event where they have some dogs pretty much flying across the air, landing in some cold water. Oh, I guess they're jumping off the dock into the water, Jeff. And they are measuring them and seeing how far they go. And this is always a cool event to watch. So Doc Dogs in Roslyn, the Runge Field, all weekend long, starting Saturday the 13th.
If you have a story or an event coming up soon and you'd like us to share it with the world, give us a call at 649-3940. We'd love to put it on air.
All you have to do is give us a call. It's that easy, or email it to us, Facebook us, and just let us know when it is. So we have everybody in the loop.
Or send us your birthdays.
Yeah, because we have some birthdays right here that we would like to wish some happy birthdays to. Or some people we'd like to wish some happy birthdays to.
On June 26th, we have Glenn Burkhart, Emily Whitco, Dominic Andre, and Rodney Miller.
On June 27th, happy birthday Robin Thorne and Paul Sander.
On June 29th, happy birthday to Carrie Kessner, Marcus Vaughn, and Mark Stevenson.
On June 30th, happy birthday Travis Johnson. And if we missed your birthday, please don't let it happen again. Facebook us, call us,
Fake
let
us.
us know. Fake us.
Faked
It faked you out. Let us know when that special birthday is, or the anniversary, or whatever, and we'll get it on our news so people know when it is.
Absolutely.
I'm Nolan Weiss.
I'm Jeff Jorgensen.
Couple local boys.
Some local news.
For you, June 27, 2019, last week in June. And whenever you see Jeff and I, make sure to say hi, right? Adios, amigos.
I thought that was an L. I was like,
Flasco.
Flasco. No, Flasco. I was like, is that a baseball player? I was thinking it was like a bobblehead. No.
Alright.
Because isn't that what Funkos are? Like bobbleheads?
They were originated from Bellwood. Guys from Snohomish.
Welcome back to this week's edition.
With Ranger Natural, a naked eye of stargazing experience. On July 3rd, the Blade Production proudly invites you to the awesome spoopy journey. Check it out at the Wow.
It's like, come on, we can't read those words. What is that, recuse?
Recuse.
On July
7th, the Runner Stumbles is going on. The 5K and 10K run or walk race.
It's only... What's PR?
Just cut this whole story. Just cut this whole story.
Cut it.
Cut it. Cut that story.